Donald Trump was charged again, this time in a 2020 election investigation in Georgia. That's where we're starting the 7th from the Washington Post. I'm Jeff Pierre. It's Tuesday, August 15th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. A grand jury in Georgia indicted the former president and 18 others yesterday. It was in connection with efforts to overturn Joe Biden's victory in the state of Georgia. This follows a 2.5-year investigation by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. She spoke about the charges last night.
The indictment alleges that rather than abide by Georgia's legal process for election challenges, the defendants engaged in a criminal racketeering enterprise to overturn Georgia's presidential election result.
Trump faces 13 counts, including violating Georgia's Racketeering Act. Some other names you might recognize. Rudy Giuliani, who was Trump's personal attorney after the election. He was also charged. So is Trump's former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows. Trump is running for president again, and he now faces a total of 91 criminal charges across 4 indictments. Number 2. A judge in Montana ruled in favor of young climate activists yesterday. This is the first ruling of its kind in the country. The state was found to have violated the right of 16 young Montanans to a clean and healthful environment by promoting the use of fossil fuels. The case focused on a provision that prevented Montana from considering the climate impacts of energy projects. The court found that it was unconstitutional. The young plaintiffs ranged from 5 to 22 years old. It's one of the strongest legal decisions ever on climate change. It could inspire a wave of lawsuits aimed at advancing action on the climate. Number 3. The death toll from the Maui wildfires has risen to 99. Hawaii Governor Josh Green said that searchers will probably find 10 to 20 additional victims per day for the next 10 days. Only 3 victims have been identified so far. Other parts of the U.S. are also facing escalating wildfire risks, including Texas and the Pacific Northwest, which is being hit by extreme heat this week. Number 4. Federal guidance showed how colleges can still address race in admissions. The Biden administration said yesterday that colleges may still consider race in personal statements and recommendation letters. They may also continue to collect racial and ethnic data on applicants and admitted students, and consider race in recruitment efforts. Yesterday's guidance came 6 weeks after the Supreme Court rejected race-based affirmative action in college admissions. Number 5 is an exclusive story here at the Washington Post. The Smithsonian has over 30,000 human bones and body parts in storage. The Post spent a year examining the National Museum of Natural History's collection of human remains. It includes mummies, skulls and teeth, and 255 brains. Our investigation found that many parts were taken without consent and were used to further racist theories. Now, after years of lacking efforts, the museum said it plans to continue to return remains to descendants. You can read more about this investigation on our site. Number 6. The Women's World Cup semifinals are underway. Just an hour ago, Spain defeated Sweden 2-1 in a dramatic match in New Zealand. It sent the Spanish women's team to their first ever World Cup final. They'll face either Australia or England, who play tomorrow at 6 a.m. Eastern. The final is on Sunday at 6 a.m. You can watch it on Fox, Telemundo, and Universo. The U.S. women are out, so you know I gotta roll with my girl Sam Kerr and Australia on this one. And at number 7, Michigan State students found a 142-year-old observatory buried on campus. This summer, construction workers hit a hard surface while installing hammock poles near a student resident hall. Students then unearthed part of the cobblestone foundation of an old building. It was the school's first observatory for astronomy, dating back to 1881. Next summer, it'll become a dig site for undergraduates and local residents to practice archaeological techniques right there on campus. That's the show for today. If you like any of the stories you heard, make sure to share the podcast with a friend and tell them to like and subscribe wherever they listen. I'm Jeff Pierre, and I will meet you back here tomorrow.